This CYPTV, y'all already know what it is. Let's get to it.
This is wild. A company called Clone Robotics just released new footage of their first ever bipedal musculoskeletal android. It's a robot that is designed to work in your home. And as you can see, it looks a lot like a human. They're only manufacturing 279 of these, and it's going to come with the following preset skills. It will memorize your clean home layout so it knows exactly how to clean your house. It memorizes your kitchen inventory so it knows where everything goes. It's capable of witty dialogue. It will shake hands with your friends, pours drinks for you, makes sandwiches for you, washes, dries, and folds your clothes, vacuums your floors, turns the lights on and off, sets the dining table, loads and unloads the dishwasher, follows you around, not sure how I feel about that one, holds items for you, retrieves items for you, charges itself, and it's equipped with the telekinesis training platform that allows you to teach it new skills. That, coupled with the fact that AI is predicting that it will fully take over in the next 23 years, has me wondering if we are living in the real life Westworld. As always, I want to hear what you think about all of this down below.
These are signs of the end of time. Maybe.
Good.
What was the name?
Tree of Life. Yeah. Tree of Life. Wow.
Tree of Life looks like a piece of art.
Eat now. Yeah, eating now. Wow. Come on. Good.
They're like a vicious wolf. Ghost is having a friendly gallop with his horse.
Who else finds it weird that child trafficking is rarely ever mentioned on mainstream media, even though it's bigger than the drug trade?
So, someone gave me this to me for a tip? Fucking golden $10 bill? Like, what the hell? I've never even seen one of these before. It's got one of the legit numbers and shit.
These birds are enjoying the sun.
Dark. And it's like, it just stopped. And now it's like, am I tripping out?
You notice how pyramids are popping up everywhere now? What's up with that? It's become a thing lately, huh?
You just look at a magnificent animal like bobcat and realize that your time with him is limited. So yeah, what do we have to do, bobcat? We have to spend quality time together. Yeah. And even, you know, quality time is also just sometimes being together in each other's company, being present.
It's a mountain? My God. Look like you're on another planet right there.
And we have breaking news. I'm Philip Palmer along with Giovanna Lara. This is in southern Arizona, and there has been a small plane crash. You see the images there. This is live. This is Marana, Arizona, and we've learned at least one person is dead after a midair collision between two small planes. The National Transportation Safety Board said is investigating this crash at this small airport. It's on the outskirts of Tucson. Again, it's Marana, Arizona, but it's outskirts of Tucson. We'll bring you new information as it comes into our newsroom. And again, one person is dead at least, but two planes crashed midair.
We turn now to a frightening trend in Ohio. Children disappearing in record numbers. According to the Ohio Attorney General's office, more than 1,000 children have been reported missing so far this year, with a large number of those disappearances happening in the Cleveland area. I'll be speaking with John Majoy, the president of the board of directors for Cleveland Missing, in just a moment. But first, correspondent Brooke Schaefer joins me live. Brooke, what else are we learning about what's happening there in Ohio?
Nicole, officials in Ohio have called these numbers both alarming and startling. We looked on the website for the Ohio Attorney General today and found that this month alone in the state of Ohio, about 160 kids have been reported missing. Again, that's just for the month of September. That is a disturbing number that follows a trend we have reported on here at News Nation when more than 30 kids went missing in just 2 weeks in May.
Everything goes smoothly. I'm going to watch a car fly over another car.
You can actually use it today, and you can cut your commute at least in half, if not more.
Jim Duchovny says his company Aleph Aeronautics was able to create something we've been dreaming about since the Jetsons. And while not quite ready for the road, Duchovny says the flying car is about to take off. NBC News was given exclusive access
just a drone
to see their
in the shape of a car
with our own eyes.
that
Sure
could carry
enough, we
people.
watched it soar through the air over another car and land. But for all the magic of this moment, we were heavily restricted, forced to shoot at least half a football field away, and we never actually saw the driver entering or exiting the vehicle.
We still have some IP, intellectual property, which we're trying to protect.
But practicality might be where the rubber meets the sky.
It's going to be slow, incremental approach, which is good for legal integration, which is good for consumer integration.
But he says as demand grows, regulations will catch up with the tech.
NASA just released the most insane footage of Mars ever recorded, 140 million miles away from us.
How can we believe NASA nowadays? This could be the desert. Somewhere in the world, some desert. They put a filter on it.
So around the world, they're discovering these Roman-era mosaics underground. This one's in Italy, but then in other places of the world, they're finding them too. This one's in Croatia. I believe it's Croatia. I mean, they're underground. They built buildings and stuff on top of this. I think this is London. There's more. Like just in the city, they're just underground. And look at the detail of it. And the more they dig, the more they find them. How long does it take to lay these tiles? Like in Turkey here, even right on the water, even under the water, they're there. Does that say something about sea level, I guess? Climate change, or that won't be climate change. Well, whatever you. Then in Syria too. So they're scattered around. I mean, and these are like Roman era tiles. They're pretty cool design. In Morocco, this one's detailed. And this one is.
That's creepy. What the heck?
Oprah famously visited Faria at his center in 2012 and was overwhelmed by what she witnessed.
What I just witnessed almost made me pass out.
Faria claims he channels the spirits of dead doctors and biblical figures to perform his miraculous healings. He's also known to perform psychic surgeries, invisible procedures powered by a force he calls the entity. But late last year,
Another
Faria was
cult
indicted
leader.
on charges and surrendered himself to police after being on the run.
Look at that, another fake.
Since then,
Another
the disgraced
fake prophet.
guru has also been accused of running baby farms where girls were impregnated and then murdered
What?
10 years after giving birth. Their infants allegedly sold on the black market. Faria remains behind bars and will face trial and charges. And joining us now is CrimeOnline.com's Nancy Grace. And
What could cause this?
Any single door at any single. That was a girl's high-pitched voice. Hello? I just was down there too. I was just down there. It literally could have came from any single door at any single. Any single door at any single. Can you do that again? It makes sense to hear like a high-pitched female. Where I'm at right now, the lady in white on this floor. Holy! That door just shut! That door just shut! That door, at the very end of the hall, just shut! I hope I caught that on camera. No way.
Was Japan bombed during World War II to hide traces of old world Tartarian buildings and structures? We all know or can look up the official reason for World War II, but was the destruction and therefore covering up of old world technology at least an ulterior motive? After all, was it really necessary to lay waste to entire cities towards the end of the war when it was almost already won? You can see that similar to Germany, Japan looked better prior to the war than it does today, even with so-called modern technology. And while there's theories that nuclear weapons aren't quite what we're told they are, that doesn't change the fact that Nagasaki and Hiroshima were completely leveled. Not to mention even more damage was done to Tokyo due to persistent carpet bombing. It was such overkill, it seems it was about more than just winning a war, and as well as depopulation, was about cleansing the earth of an advanced civilization that existed before us.
Take a look at this commercial with Tom Brady, and this is more truth in plain sight. This commercial was aired during the Super Bowl, and if you know what they are trying to tell you.
Who put these in, Tom? Only Duracell has power boost ingredients. Why winners like Tom here only run on Duracell. Tom, are you okay? Why does everyone keep asking me that since the roast? I gotta go. Gronk's down.
So if you can't see, that is truth in plain sight. They are telling you without telling you what is really going on. And one has to wonder if this is even the same guy at all, because he's starting to look a little different these days. Or am I just being a little too paranoid? I don't know, but that commercial was really creepy. And again, it is more truth in plain sight. Wake up.
What? That rock is a UFO?
The vampires in New Orleans are real. There's all this lore about like, oh, I met a vampire at a bar in New Orleans. My Uber driver told me he met a vampire once. Like, if you meet local people, everyone will have some sort of story. There's one really infamous story about how this lady claims, and she's a bartender, that the Carter brothers came into her bar. And the Carter brothers are infamous. Everybody has a story about them. They were these brothers in the 1930s in New Orleans. They were rumored to be vampires after allegedly abducting and draining the blood of their victim. A lot of people think if there are like weird things happening around town that are like supernatural and unexplained, it could be linked to one of the Carter brothers. Another famous example is Count Saint Germain, and people know of him as the man who does not die and knows everything. And everybody's had sightings of him. People have claimed to have been seeing him since the 18th century. And he just like changes identities as time goes on so people don't, you know, figure out he's immortal. There are thousands of stories just like this. New Orleans is a bit of a paranormal hotspot. And if you're a local or a visitor, it seems like everybody ends up having some sort of story. And if you like my spooky content, come over here for longer videos.
We got plenty of stories of niggas going downtown trying to meet them people. Them vampire people downtown. Yeah, because they got vampires downtown in New Orleans. And them people was never found again. And then they got the stories of the people that's vampires out there that actually got volunteers that come out there to really want to get their blood drawn from them people. So you know, it's y'all crazy. So be careful when you're going down there in them vortexes in New Orleans French quarters, you hear me? You're gonna run into them vampires, the werewolves, the witches, the voodoo priestesses, and the you hear me, the voodoo queens. You're gonna run into all of them, but don't get kidnapped dealing with them vampires, you hear me? Because they got their own bars, they got their own little section out there where they be partying and doing their little thing, and they got their own raves and stuff that they do at certain times of the night. Man, they got stories where people that went in them bars where them vampires at, and they don't know if they was being served blood or not, you heard me? They don't know if they was being served blood. Like, they feel as though when they left, they was getting dizzy, they felt nauseated, they started getting sick. You heard me? A lot of them people was going home and came back with all type of blood clots, all type of crazy mess, you heard me? So, them vampire people downtown, some of them cool, you heard me? But some of them, they up there doing their little thing to survive. Yeah, you want to get your blood drawn from these people? Go downtown by them vampire people. They'll take some of your blood. They'll take some of your blood, you heard me?
So a whistleblower revealed that they was part of a secret operation to retrieve an egg-shaped UAP. And where did all this transpire? In Antarctica. Where do you think? So allegedly, these group of people went to Antarctica, to a cave in Antarctica, to a cave in Queen Elizabeth's range in Antarctica. And allegedly, when they got to this cave had hieroglyphs and petroglyphs on the walls and on the egg. And allegedly, they found an alien sleeping. Anytime And every time that I hear of anything going on in Antarctica, it always gives me the chills because it's something about Antarctica. Now, I don't know if this is 100% true story, but what I do know is everything that I am seeing right now, you can search and you can see the pictures and you can see the egg and you can see etc., etc., etc. Now, you got to remember, anybody that's familiar with this topic, we just had people come out and say that they were egg-shaped UAPs. So once again, this story is sounding very, very familiar. But to anybody that's interested, do some research and jump back in these comments.
Take get on this, lad. Bro, that's not a real sky. That's the roof.
Hey there, A-Hottie. You're currently in Caesar's Palace with the sky on the roof. And what if I told you that was more terrifying than you might know? My name is Brandon from Vegas. I give you guys all the insider tips around Vegas and places to eat. And the reason the roof is painted like that in the casino is the same reason that there's no clocks anywhere around you. In fact, if you see this video today, I hope you walk around Caesar's Palace and just look for clocks. Look for a clock anywhere. All of this is designed to ensure that you never know what time it is. They pump oxygen through the air ducts to make sure you always feel like you're just woken up in the morning. Even if it's 3 a.m., it feels like you are alive and ready to gamble. The same reason there's no right angles in your casino. They don't want you to make any decisions. So almost everywhere you walk in Caesar's Palace is kind of a circle or just kind of a gesture to go somewhere.
They want to keep you in
Every
there.
single inch of the casinos you walk in are designed to keep you there, gambling, spending money for
They
as
want to
long as
keep you
time
spending your money.
until you leave. So
That's the game,
enjoy
y'all.
the scenery, enjoy the fun, enjoy the opulence, but please understand it doesn't look like the sky because it's cute. It's because they always want you to think that it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
These creatures
Why don't you go broke in
look
there?
exactly like this. They are the type of alien creature that has been known and feared throughout Africa for generations. This creature is about 3 feet tall. It looks for all the world like a child who is on the last stages of dying of malnutrition. It looks exactly like this, and it has a strange smell, which once you smell it, you shall never forget it. This creature is known by the Zulu-speaking people of South Africa as a mantindane. The word mantindane comes from the verb ntinda, which means
These are strange
abuse,
times, y'all.
to fiddle
These are
with,
strange times
and
we
to
live in.
torture by interfering with the victim's genitals and other private parts.
It's a different
Zulu
world we live
warriors
in
used
today.
to wear a strange cup-like device over their private parts under their loinskins.